Hey, this is the host of Chalk is Cheap, Nick Olson, and you're listening to an episode highlight from our Diamond Cutters series, the series that highlights individuals doing amazing things in the pool industry. For more Chalk is Cheap and more information about our show, head over to chalkischeappod.com. That's chalkischeappod.com.
My grandparents lived in Ohio in the Cleveland area, and I would head out as a kid. And my grandfather in the 1960s had picked up an 1885 Brunswick-Balke-Colander 8-foot pool table, quarter sawn oak, T-pockets, really beautiful table. And again, they were very protective of that investment, but I was able to play on that with my uncles and mom and dad and grandfather a little bit. And, you know, never really took the game as seriously as I should have as a kid. And but just enjoyed the camaraderie of it and the play of it. And I've always tended to gravitate towards technical things. And as you know, pool is very technical and very calculated. And it just kind of fit, I think, the way my brain operates. And I got very interested in it, played quite a bit. And I would come back from Ohio from a Christmas trip or a summer trip and ended up catching up with one of my other buddies here in Wyoming that had a pool table in his house, and we would go play on the weekends and just play a lot of games and never really had a real good direction or any sort of training to it. But I guess I developed a lot of bad habits that way, which I've been working on repairing for the past 5 years. But long story short with that, my grandfather passed away in, I think, about 2010. And my grandmother wanted me to have the pool table. And I was just absolutely flattered and got a one-way ticket to Cleveland and bought a van, an old Comcast cable van, because the quotes that I had to get the pool table disassembled and moved back to Wyoming were actually surpassing the cost of a used van. So I got the one-way ticket, paid cash for a Comcast van, drove it over to my grandfather's house, and, you know, all the estate people were there getting everything in order. And I took apart this giant Brunswick-Balke-Colander pool table and had to use spanner wrenches and all kinds of weird things I wasn't really familiar with that sort of table, and had some help hauling the slates out to the van and everything, and then made the long drive back, minus a 2-day stop in Kearney, Nebraska, after my transmission blew up. And I had to drive about 40 miles and was stuck in second gear with no reverse. But that cost me a little bit of time, and the thing was loaded down. Yeah, it was an adventure for sure.